Good morning, everybody. Morning. All right, I gotta say this. How about the magnets? I have to give him credit. They did good. Even if Texas Tech wasn't playing, right? October 12th, 2021. It's about 9:03. Those meetings order. Regular meetings of Commissioner Court, Liberty County. Board established. Commissioner Fargas, Commissioner Arthur, Commissioner Wilson's here. Commissioner Whitmire is by Zoom. We do have this full report this morning. So let's get busy. If you'll all rise, he's going to lead us in the pledges, and let's go lead us in education.
Please face the American flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please face the Texas flag. I, the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Father, we thank you for your many blessings for this county. We ask that you continue to give us support, wisdom, Lord, as the people in this room continue to serve their communities. We ask that you protect our first responders as they serve as well, Lord. Be with us in all things today. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.
Amen. Proclamations, don't make proclamations, but do this purposes. One is the TDE is starting to crank up. Sheriff, you ready for it?
I think so.
You got your posse ready? You got your spurs on?
I think so.
So that, I think, this did be start later this week, is that correct? At least I think they start Saturday or something. Continue through till the 23rd or something like that. So anyway, that'll be going on. And if you hadn't registered your brand yet,
Still doing it.
get your brand hot and come see Ms. Chambers. We'll get that taken care of. Okay. No public comment today. Hospital Hunter, you are here today. You have any public comments today, bro?
No, sir.
Okay. Glad to see you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, though.
You bet. Any conflicts of interest to declare today? Don't hear any, so we'll go ahead and move on to the consent agenda. Everybody had a chance to look over this. If there are any questions, any items that need discussion, we need to move those to the regular agenda.
I'd like to add one item. It's a reimbursement for a check order to JP6 for $109.14. And I got to talk to Mr. Garcia here.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions? It's on the consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve with the additions.
You got a motion to approve, a second. Motion. Bruce, there you go, favor say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, negative, motion carries. Mr. Garcia, if you would come on up, we do have a presentation this morning from Mr. Garcia with Mays and Associates. And this is on our audit.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm gonna keep this very short.
A lot of work to keep very short here, Mr. Garcia.
All right. This is for the fiscal year September 30th, 2020. And I would like to point out the basically the highlights. On page 1, on the next page, The general fund reports a fund balance of $22 million. And coming into a pandemic COVID year, y'all have a good, healthy fund balance. That represents about 7 months of operating expenditures. And that was an increase of $5.3 million. Road and Bridge is $2 million. Capital Projects Fund is about $25 million. Debt service, $318,000. And various special revenue funds is $4.5 million. Now, what happened in 2020, of course, you guys know, was the bonds for the jail facility. That's where you got the 25.
From Sheriff's Office.
Sheriff's Office. $25 million. So that's an increase in the Capital Projects Fund. But because we received those proceeds, we're going to spend it in 21, 22, and then so forth. So it's going to be designed to decrease. The only thing that I would say was a little hiccup for the county was the health insurance fund. Reported an $800,000 deficit, but it seems every other year we kind of go deficit, and the county kind of funds that. You guys did very good on y'all's budget for the general fund. You know, when you add $5.3 million, you did really well, despite a COVID year. And we kind of come in and do this work. We also encountered freeze in 2021. And just kind of give you a little background too, we were originally Star Garcia and Stanley, we're now Mays and Associates, so we had kind of an acquisition in between all this, so we're kind of letting the dust settle a little bit too, so that's a little bit of a delay as well. But I would like to point out that we don't report any material weaknesses for the county, and talking with Dwayne, I have to give the county auditor's office a lot of kudos because they keep the tight ship. Dwayne was talking about approving invoices for $85 the other day. So the information that is coming your way, it's good numbers. As far as like any adjustments that we make, there was no hit to fund balance other than some reclasses, but it's just more for financial statement presentation. So yeah, we guys have any issues. So I'm happy to answer those.
Any questions?
Good job, Lee.
I'll say thank you.
Small report, probably more credit than I do.
He didn't have to tell us that Dwayne's tight.
Yeah, and I will add, that the new accounting system has been really great. We were able to kind of like look at stuff. I have to say we enjoy the system.
It doesn't hurt me to estimate our expenses high and our, actually they come in a little bit low and then the revenue stream maybe just exceeds a little bit more than our anticipation was and we built that reserve.
And also that number, $3.3 million of that rollover fund balance was money that Angela got from the CARES Act, the first coronavirus act. It's passed the audit steps to the state, so.
They can't come back and grab it,
Sorry.
drag it out of the sack.
Okay, and that money right there is what is going to build the new sheriff's facility in the northwest part of the county.
Great.
And if you're conservative on your revenues, rest of on expenses, and for budget purposes, and you exceed your revenues, come on, you have a double uptick.
Mm-hmm. Well, we got some folks ready to tap the brakes pretty regularly. Harold. No. Wait. Yeah, I mean, it works out really well. We really have a good team together that understands it ain't our money, it's taxpayer money. And they do treat it that way. I'm very appreciative of what their efforts are. So much. Thank you for coming and giving us good news.
That's good news.
In a day and age where there's not a lot of good news getting passed around.
Hey, I'm glad we're meeting in person.
Yeah.
A lot of times we're doing Zoom meetings or online stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad to see that.
Yeah, it is good to have everybody. One of these days, HGAC will get back to having personal meetings again. I don't know if that's what happens there. We'll cross that bridge eventually. Thank you, Mr. Garcia. Appreciate you coming today.
Have a good day.
Yes, sir. All right, regular agenda, first item is, Mr. C, you got consider and approve payment application number 6, White Construction, the amount of $451,647.42 for construction manager at Mist Services with new sheriff's office, JP3 Annex. Harold?
Nothing to add.
That's just what it is. Okay, gotcha. What's the court's pleasure?
Make a motion to approve. Second.
Motion Leon, second Bruce to approve. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nays. Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 2, Mr. Wilson, consider approving our local agreement with Liberty County and the city of Dayton to maintain streets, roads, ditches, and recreational areas which require maintenance. So this is your usual.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion for Bruce. Second for Greg. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 3, from Mr. Scott. Consider and approve Westlaw Edge contract, online legal research for the 253rd District Court.
It's a subscription for online.
Subscription, yeah, the online.
Move to approve.
Motion, Greg, I think it was Leon.
Leon.
Maybe second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, next. Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 4, from Linebarger Group, consider and approve bids on delinquent tax properties. Number 1 was R. Flores, bid 4,300. Number 2, J. Stewart, bid of 7,100. Number 3, J. Harden, bid of 5,810. And 4, R. Lane, a bid of 3,700.
Now, I've already been out to look at this. Number 2, I contacted these folks several months ago when this was on court and give them the opportunity to come in and make a deal with the Linebarger to straighten his taxes out. Evidently, they didn't. Number 1 is a little bit low, but the rest of them make a motion to approve all 4.
Got a motion, Bruce, second Greg to approve all 4 of these properties as presented. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nay. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Mr. Scott, consider to approve a grant for the Veterans Treatment Court to cover the cost of a coordinator and supplies.
Yes, this is authorization to go out for this veteran treatments court. They're wanting a part-time person to work to help process veterans through the district court, to the courts. And Judge Warfield's going to be on that court. And as y'all know, he's a Vietnam veteran, so he's got a lot of interest in this. And this is just a resolution so we can actually apply for this court.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion from Bruce, second from Leon to approve. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, Joe. Number 6, from Mr. C, consider to approve the solicitation of bids for fuel. How is the fuel prices coming?
Yeah, our current contract ends in November, so we'll start the process next week or so.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion Leon, second from Bruce to approve. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, Joe. Number 7, from Mr. Harkness, Precinct 6 Constable. Consider to approve permission from Precinct 6 Constable to apply for the 100 Club grant for life-saving equipment that will be used for their office.
Want anything?
Sure.
Part of that was, the equipment had to be denied in open court. Judge denied that to be on the agenda, but just to make sure everybody knows, it's life-saving equipment that will be used by us exclusively, but it has to be denied in open court for me to even apply for that grant.
Motion from Leon, second from Greg. And that, to clarify that, Mr. Harkness, that is a budget item that you need to put in for. And if we don't have the money to pay for it, and you don't have the money to pay for it, then we can't. Pay for it. So that's what happened. Next year, we can sit down together and we can get a better wish list from everyone.
This is a grant, correct?
Yeah.
This is a grant, correct?
It's correct. Yeah. But anyway, that's how it works. Everybody wishes they had more. I can tell you that right now.
Working vehicles would be nice too.
I understand, and we're still working on that too. It's not a magic wand that we can wave and poof, they all appear. It's called stretching the dollar till it reaches and then stretching it some more. And that's what we do every day. Okay. All right. Got a motion, Leon said, Greg to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, ayes. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 8, for Mr. Huggermuller, consider and approve agreement between Liberty County and Liberty County EST number 7 and the city of Cleveland for fire protection services for fiscal year 2022.
There, Bill?
Yes, sir.
There he is. Okay.
Yeah, this is for Liberty County ESD 7 and the city of Cleveland. These are the last two that I had.
Okay.
There's been local working agreements, correct?
But then actually, this is their
No,
contract.
this is their contract.
This is a contract, yeah, and it remains the same as last year.
Make a motion to approve.
Thank you.
Motion Bruce, second Leon, all in favor, say aye. Likewise, ayes. Thank you. Number 9, Mr. Montgomery, consider and approve the removal of 26-foot emergency command trailer for OEM oversight to fire marshal's office for maintenance, repairs, and oversight, and removal of 20-foot Wells cargo trailers from OEM to fire marshal's office for maintenance, repairs, and oversight, currently used by hazmat.
Judge, what this is we've had care, custody, and control of these trailers for several years, and it's been under the direction of OEM, and I'd like to move them over to my office. That way I have better oversight, and there's some repairs that needs to be taken care of, and we actually put a little bit of money in the budget to take care of the command trailer. Therefore, I need to put it over under my office.
Bill, have we got with the purchasing agent and,
Yes, I've done a lot of legwork and homework, and before we can do anything, it needs to be transferred over to my office.
make a motion to approve.
Motion Bruce, second Greg to approve, all in favor, say aye. Likewise, ayes.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Number 10, Mr. Poston, our county attorney, consider and approve additional 50 seats of licenses for Tyler's RMS and CAD for Sheriff's Department.
Yes, so once again, I hate being in this situation, but there's just no way around it. Hate coming back asking for more licenses, but that's the situation we're in. The sheriff's office, I think we originally allotted 50 or 60, and it's just not adequate to the number of folks that we have over there. So Nick's here to talk about it. Robert Nunn, the sheriff's department, here to talk about it. In my opinion, this is obviously not a legal opinion, this is a business kind of issue. This is a how, not a question of whether. We're just in a situation where we have to have them. I will be happy to brainstorm any number of ways that help make it happen. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at.
Wayne, how about the money situation of this?
We'll get to that in just a minute.
Okay.
Okay, so being, at the forefront of this from the pretty well, I inherited it once I came on board. It's been a long struggle with the help of people. We've been able to implement it for how large we are. There's a lot of moving parts of this. Coming to find out all the deputies in the field have particular MDTs that are key to certain licenses and devices. Without the additional licenses, the logistics of me trying to support this moving forward is almost impossible with the shuffling of MDTs. We have specific GPS pucks that have to be tied to each vehicle. It's just not feasible. This will alleviate us going down the road just to get the project completed correctly the first time. Because I know a lot of things, you know, we have good intentions, we get there, we're at the end of the finish line, we just don't complete it. I do know that personally, my department was budgeted some funds for an additional person. I'd like to offer that as a way to help kind of knock a chunk out of that if it can help get this project completed. But from a security standpoint and just safety of the officers in the field, this is something they have to have.
I'm seeing computer aided dispatching, so program.
For the dispatching, I believe, for dispatching, I think there's 3 or 4, I believe. But it's the MDTs in the field that we need the licensing for the secure VPN client that ties them back into our network that runs the software. But yeah, just from a support standpoint, it's almost impossible to support this by itself, just in the current state. And the software looks, it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be awesome for the sheriff's department. Once we get it fully deployed and ready to go, I think it's gonna be a huge benefit to the county, just in the way they do things, so. But yeah, I just want to put that out there.
First,
Yes, sir.
your offer for your funds from a new warm body to work with.
Yes, sir.
I can't go with that.
No,
So
he needs the help.
you need to help. Okay, no problem. Appreciate the offer.
Well, I just wanted to offer it.
Yeah, I do appreciate the offer.
Anything I can do to help you guys, that's.
Second of all, again, this is an item that's not
Yes, sir.
considered in the budget.
I got you.
I mean, it's just like the one Mr. Hardy said, it wasn't in the budget.
Yes, sir.
We have contingency funds. We're not gonna start chipping away at those right now. We just started the new budget 12 days ago.
Mhm.
Okay, come July, we're gonna be thinking, oh, no, we need some money for this, and where are we gonna get it if we don't have contingency funds?
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna have to come up with another way to pay for this. And I don't deny that we need it, yes, by any means. We want to help all we can. We just have to find a place where we can dip in and get the funds to take care of this.
Totally understand.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What is the cost of this?
I believe the total price of all the licensing and additional cat licensing comes out to roughly, I think down here, it's gonna be right around 92,975.
What did it do?
92,975. From what I see down in this quote.
So our consideration here is to approve this, but we still need to find a place where the money can come from to pay for this. And that's where we're going to get with Dwayne. Harold. The commissioners considered. Again, it wasn't in the budget, but we have to find a way to do this.
Matthew,
Yes,
based on your statement, this is a necessity, correct?
it is. Yeah, it's just as simple as that. And, I think, as I reflect back on the, number of unexpected costs that I've had to come back and ask Commissioners Court for, I think there's, kind of a gap in management. And I am not knocking Nick by any stretch, or even the sheriff's office or anybody else. There's, increasingly we become dependent on digital tools to solve our problems. The complexity, I could not have foreseen this sort of expenditure. It takes a person very knowledgeable, not only technology, but also knowledgeable in the practices of these departments. It's something that I think moving, not now, but moving long-term forward, Commissioner Court needs to think about in terms of having a department level head who is a part of conversations in budgeting and also infrastructure improvements, et cetera. I would write all this.
And to add on that, I would kind of expand, I'm not making a determination, obviously we need this, that's no doubt, but moving forward, from what I've seen, in 6 years, we've gone from spending maybe $250,000 in licensing and annual maintenance fees for software to that number with this is going to be approaching $1 million. And so I think some of this, it needs to be more laid out, instead of just grabbing everything off the shelf. You know, some of it we've gotten, we're still trying to get, in my office, we're still trying to get it sorted out. Let's just moving forward on some of this stuff.
But I
And I'm backing up Matt on this one because we need something. If it's not a person we hire, we need a consultant. I mean, you've got engineering consultant on road projects. I mean, this has a complexity level that is hard to manage. And there's people out there, we can talk to people at the state, from the DNR, we can talk to private consultants, but we probably need some help in this area. It's getting big and it's getting scary. We had a presentation about a week ago from the DNR about cyber threats. And, you know, I mean, you walk away from that and you're going, oh my gosh, how on earth do we protect this stuff? We're so vulnerable. So we do. I mean, we're getting big enough and we're getting complex enough that we need a chief information officer. So be it a consultant or a hired person, we do. I mean, they need some help here. This is beyond all of us. And as hard as we try to stay on top of it, we have other jobs to do too. So we need help.
No, there's no doubt. I mean, I'm all for it.
Especially
It's
when
just-
we're approaching $1 million a year and
Just get the money together from
I'm
somewhere.
just that, I just, from our standpoint, our developers. I'm kind of like, especially on the financial side stuff that deals with numbers, I'd like to see us figure out how to use what we got before we start getting more. Yeah.
Well, I'm not talking about getting more. I'm talking about an assessment of what we've got. Are we using it correctly? What, you know, security, do we need to hold it all together? You know,
So it's hard to find somebody that's an expert in Tyler, an expert in that. I mean,
You know, really, there's no doubt that the sheriff needs an IT guy over there full time.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. But, you know, we're budgeting, and that's why I'm saying, no, we're not gonna take that guy away from him because we're gonna have to use him over there to help the sheriff's office. And that was real simple. You know, we want to make this work, but we just have to find the money to make it work.
Totally understand.
I think we're all in agreement that we do need this. There's many ways we can come up with make this.
I will, look at it and say,
Yeah.
Make a motion to approve.
Bruce, second, Greg, approve, all in favor, say aye.
Uh,
Likewise, nay. That motion carries. Joe. Number 11, consider approving our local agreement for joint purchasing with Old River Drainage District, including provisions for purchases from the county of certain materials and products of limited quantity on hand for cost. Matthew?
Yes, so Commissioner Wilson asked me to take a look at a way of helping out Old River, who wants more or less to buy some of the product that we have on hand, the precinct 4 has on hand. And as I was sitting there drafting it, I kind of thought, well, the code talks about forming co-ops amongst local government entities. So it might be simpler just to form a co-op with Old River and allow them to not just buy on hand from us to the extent that we want to do that, but to also buy directly from our vendors for with our bid price. So this grants them the opportunity to get the low rates that we get through unified bidding. So
there's no liability to the county.
it's not a liability to the county. So the way I have it currently drafted for the court's consideration is that co-op, so they can buy directly from our vendors for the bids that we award. Get the benefit of that, and it allows, well, in this instance, Commissioner Precinct 4 to say, all right, I've got a ton of extra rock here. Y'all can have that so long as you pay what I paid for from us. But it also says that Commissioner Precinct 4 in this instance gets to say, no, that I can't let you have that rock because that's going to slow me down on X, Y, or Z job that I'm about to do. So, there is that kind of control in there. So it's for y'all's consideration. If this is successful, y'all very well may see other similar proposals in the future.
And also eliminates the big nightmare headache for Dwayne and his paperwork. purchase, what materials they need.
Yes, that's exactly right.
So we're not invoiced, we don't write the check,
No.
they just get the co-op person.
That's it, yeah. So if they're buying from the vendor, we're not a part of it whatsoever. They take this contract that we've signed and they take it to our vendors and say, hey, we want those prices. Might be a little bit of legwork with Harold, just so that, where Harold probably will send them the list of the awarded bids, so they know what they can buy from.
They will not be buying, they will not be taking money from commissioner, material from the commissioner and paying for.
But they can if, but it allows whichever, like, let's say we do another one and, it's, with one of the,
I thought this was just a directly buy from the,
it's both, that's what I'm saying. So, and y'all can tell me to trim, where it's only the co-op portion where they buy directly, or you can tell me whatever you want. But yeah, that's how I direct it right now.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna see even my precinct going in selling dirt by the bucket, that's about what we're doing. I'd have to actually leave a loader there, a man to load it and everything else. We're getting into road and bridge material. And when the entity does pay us back, does it get put back into our budget?
It
So,
should.
I mean,
Yes, so
I would much rather, I like to just, if Old River wants to buy it, we give them the co-op and let them buy it from our vendors.
yeah,
Instead of,
I'm not in favor of them buying it from us. No. In fact, I've got some reservations about it because
Well, the problem with that is, we don't have a vendor that I'm aware of that will, if, say for instance, over whomever needs just 6 yards of collection. We don't have a vendor that I know of that will deliver just 6 yards of collection.
I don't think we need to get into this and selling material.
Let's say they're just going to repair a driveway or something on their property.
We got 3 or 4 DSDs, 3 or 4 drainage districts, 3 or 4 cities, that, we
yeah, we pass this, we're gonna have a whole lineup coming in.
That is something that needs to be done because they need help from I'm here to help them. And with the paperwork and the verbiage that Matthew's brought up, I think it's appropriate. It's needed.
Yeah, I should perhaps reiterate that this does not create a unlimited duty on our behalf to just give them everything that we have. This is it's got to be mutually acceptable. So, the Commissioner Wilson will have the option to say, no, I can't do that. I'm sorry. That's going to overextend me on this project. Or, I can help you out here, there, whenever I've got a loader already there, but I'm not going to keep somebody full-time at the yard. Correct, yeah. It keeps some discretion there.
How are you gonna approve one person and turn down somebody else?
Well, at this point in time, this would be, and I'm not arguing for it, I'm just saying, this is, only with entities that we wish to enter into an agreement with. So.
Mr. Whitmire, you have anything to add?
I'm listening. I don't have enough material to sell, so. But I'm for helping anybody I can, so, and I like the option, if we don't have it, then we don't have it, so. But if Leon has it, well, that's, it's fine.
I'm gonna make the motion, we approve this.
I'll second that motion.
Motion Leon to approve. Second from Dave. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nay.
Day.
I'll break that tie. I'll approve. Why? The idea of someone just needing a little bit. That's what we do. We help people out. I understand your point about it being a problem. It may be an accounting problem, maybe it be a money problem, but still, what if we just need one bucket? to finish up a project. They can't call that company and say, bring me one bucket out here. They could darn sure come to y'all and say, I just need one bucket. How
Well,
about
as a taxing entity, just as we're collecting taxes, you know, I'm always using a bucket here and a bucket there,
Yeah.
but I have enough that I know what I'm doing and I allow for that.
Mhm.
So just saying I need to go out to buy a bucket, no, I buy a truckload because I know I need several buckets during that year or that budgeting period.
But that's you.
Yes.
That's not gonna be that other entity that might not know that they're gonna run short.
What I'm looking at is every entity in the deal, you know, wanting stuff, and how you gonna say yes to one person and no to some other?
And I think it's gonna be materials in hand, Greg, honestly. If you have materials in hand, say, yeah, I can hear this. That's just gonna be throwing out that marshmallow saying, here, let me help you. That's what
Well,
it's
it's
supposed
just
to do.
here that, you know, that my counterparts are making an out of mobile. It's simple. If these entities need help, I'm gonna help them. They may not want to, but I am.
Well, I think it's not that they don't want to help. I think it's just gonna be the county.
I'm just looking at the county,
Yeah.
logistical problem. but-
I'll agree. Anyway, motion carries. Thank you, Joe. Number 12. Mr. Post, consider approving interlocal agreement with Montgomery County. Really? For the housing of Liberty County inmates. Sure. We're gonna send them up to Montgomery County now.
Yes, sir. As you're aware, Hardin County and Polk County got their max and some of our inmates back, so we have them. This is with Montgomery County, and at the present time, Mr. Poston and Ms. McCarty are working on an agreement also with Fort Bend County to help us reduce our population so we're not over the max.
What are we sitting at today?
Chief, did you get
310.
310?
310?
Now,
270,
We're
270.
full over yonder, and we're getting full of other places too.
Yeah, but Fort Bend County said they take up to 25, so
Yes, sir.
that would help.
Fort Bend County got a long haul, Sheriff.
They just, Judge, we went to I called every sheriff around and they have none. Beaumont actually took 5 more, so, but they just want violators. They don't want it. They don't know serious people, but we're lucky to get in Fort Bend County because Harris County just made a contract and they're sending COs down there with their contracts.
Right. Chambers County, do we have anything?
Chambers County, no, sir. In fact, I talked to Sheriff Hawthorne and their emergency, they're building a 55-bed addition to what they have to house
Right.
female inmates.
What I'm gonna do is start looking at building jail.
Well, let's get over the sweat of this sheriff's office first.
I'd like to brag on Matthew and Catherine because these are last minute deals and we're trying to get these contracts, which I know nothing about, and I send them over and they jump on them, and we'll have another next commissioner's court with Fort Bend County.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Move it approved.
Got a motion, Greg, second, Leon, to approve. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, next. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks.
Number 13 from Commissioner Wilson. Consider approving interlocal agreement with Liberty County and Dayton ISD to maintain streets, roads, ditches, recreational areas which require maintenance. This is your standard interlocal agreement.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion approved, second, Greg, to approve. All in favor, say aye. Likewise. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 14. Consider take action on transitioning Liberty County's 457 plan to Ameriprise Financial Services. Catherine?
Yes, sir. So the way that I understand it is First Liberty National Bank is transitioning over to Ameriprise for our 457 plan. And I am going to defer to representatives from First Liberty National Bank to explain to y'all a little bit more about what's going on and answer any questions that you may have. Mr. English and Ms. Solis are here with First Liberty National.
Y'all come on up and visit with us a little bit.
Sure.
If y'all would introduce yourselves, so everybody knows who you are.
I'm Sandra Solis.
And I'm Michael English.
Yeah, come on here, front.
Yeah, you're there now. We can see you in the camera.
There we go.
Everyone
So Sandra is our financial advisor with Ameriprise, and she has, well, I'll let you speak, but she has a lot of years of experience in investing. She would actually be the advisor taking care of the 457 plans. And my role is to be assist her in anything that she needs to make this successful. Go ahead, Sandra.
Yeah, so the bank decided to make a change, and after their contract with Cetera ended, they decided to partner up with Ameriprise to manage their investments and handle their wealth management clients. They decided to do this because they think it's a better fit for the clients, for everybody that participates in the wealth management program. Ameriprise is a much stronger company, Fortune 500, 200 on the list, and has much scope of services than Cetera did. So that's one of the reasons why, after doing a lot of research and scrutiny, they decided to bring me on board to work with the clients that were previously with Cetera.
Okay. Kim?
So currently Liberty County has 457 plans. One was with Ryan Reynolds at Cetera at First Liberty National. And that's what Sandra and Michael are here today to talk to you about transitioning over. One is with Nationwide, one is with Valak, and I'm gonna probably forget who the fourth one is. But anyway, what I would like to do is transition all of those to one. But that may be a conversation for a different day. But for the time being, the reason for their agenda item today is because Mr. Reynolds was representing the 457 plan that we have through First Liberty National, and he is no longer there. Cetera is no longer there. And so this is the new group, the new base of First Liberty National. And so the agenda item is to transition that over.
Just that one company, we still have the other three.
The other three, yes.
Not even count.
Got it.
So we're just consider take action on the transition. That's
Right, there's some paperwork that goes along with it that the county attorney's office has if you choose to do this.
And you're fine with this?
I'm fine.
You want to
Move.
second?
all right. We have a motion from Greg.
Yes.
Second. From Bruce. To approve. All in favor, say aye.
Like y'all very much.
That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. All right, I believe there's anything else. Our list of things to do today.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Got a motion. Say Greg, to adjourn.